Hey guys, Boris last week from BK Forex. Welcome to our Forex Daily Technicals for 423.13. The euro dollar broke a very key support level at 130 this morning. As always, trading foreign exchange is on margin carries a high level risk and may not be suitable for all investors. So we invite you to read this disclaimer very carefully to understand all the full risks that are involved in trading forex. We'll take a look at what's going on in the euro here. Even on the short-term charts, you can just see the very sharp break here. Very, very bad PMI data out of Germany puts us into the contractionary territory that just completely decimated the turn. There was a lot of speculation, I guess, that the data was going to be positive. The French data actually rebounded a little bit ahead of German data, but the German came in very, very weak, that dragging the euro all the way down to the 130, which has been a pretty serious support level over the last several weeks or so. So as you can see, the break here, pretty significant. And you can look in the chart here. This is the 4-hour chart. The break here is pretty significant. The next level of support is the 29.50 level here, and then all the way down to 29 as the possible support level. Bottom line is, it really did a major distribution here, failed at the 32, failed at the 31, and now is just ticking down. This 4-hour candle with a big reversal up to the downside is quite negative, especially that now it probably looks like we're going to just end up pretty much at this level on the 4-hour chart. And this is going to be the operating, I think, control here on the euro to the downside. So 30.50 becomes now the resistance, 31 next to that, and 32 after that, in order for the euro to kind of reverse its flow. There's tremendous amounts of downside, that pressure at this point, having the lower highs and having pretty negative fundamental catalysts behind it. So we'll have to see how well it develops. The 29.50, as I said, is the key support area here next. We'll see if North America wants to push it a little bit lower. This is also, by the way, kind of exacerbated by bad news out of China, which pushed yen down to the 99. So it took yen out of the 99-100 corridor for the fourth time. Failure here, failure here, failure here, failure here yesterday. And now the yen is kind of consolidating also below this level. And probably as a result, of course, we have the pressure on the euro yen all the way down to the downside, as you can see, making a big, big curl over here. So the 31 now goes by the wayside. No test of 31 in the near future. The way it's trading, dollar, euro, yen, of course, flipping out also very negatively, just like euro dollar did, testing highs, coming down to the lows. On the euro yen, the next level of support here is 27. Sorry, let me just pull this up here. Next level of support here is a 27, which was a spike area here. There was clearly a lot of value proposition earlier, so we'll have to see if they make a stand here somewhere around this level. It looks like it's just going to be consolidation and churn for the near term. As I mentioned, trading retail foreign exchange carries a high level of degree of risk. Trading on margin carries a high level degree of risk, so we invite you to take a look at this disclaimer and read it carefully when you have a chance. All right, let me go back. I just want to look at the dollar yen again, just much more carefully. Because where's the support in dollar yen? Now we broke 99s. Support obviously bunching up around 98 level here, 98.50 being tested. So it looks like if the downward pressure continues, we're sort of going to go into the 98.50, 99 corridor, and this is where they're going to try to make a stand on dollar yen as far as the buyers go. But overall, very, very negative development. 98, of course, the reason why it's a support is also was a gap up open here. Sort of the gap, the actual spread between the gap is 98. Let me see, where are we at? It's about 98.4, yeah, so somewhere around 98, maybe 97.50. A lot of these areas are going to be tested as a very, very key support for dollar yen. Additionally, Aussie dollar, also negative turn, although Aussie dollar is kind of making a little bit of a base here. Aussie dollar, of course, had a negative turn off the Chinese PMI data. In the 102.30s was the low from yesterday. We're testing this 102.30s today. On a longer term basis, we have to go actually to the daily charts. There was a big value proposition on the daily charts at the 101.50s, as you can see. In other words, the price did not spend a lot of time at this level. So it's interesting if they're going to try and drift it all the way down to the 102s, 101.50 corridor to see if we do a double test, a double bottom test on the trade here. For the time being, downward pressure, but the pace of selling has clearly slowed here. So there may be some support ahead of the 102 here. as they try to make a higher double bottom in the Aussie dollar. But of course, Aussie dollar also affected by the Chinese data, which drove it lower. It's just a negative risk day all the way across. The one currency that's kind of holding up against all of this negative risk is pound dollar, which is still holding the 52. 52 is a key support level in the pound dollar. We'll have to see if that holds for the rest of the day and where cable goes beyond that. Obviously, the hold in a pound dollar, the relative strength of the pound dollar, is having a better trade in the euro pound, which has turned down sharply now to from as high of 86 is now all the way down to a test of 23s. And if you have this relative strength in the pound dollar, it's a very reasonable chance here that we could test the 8500s on the crosses on the euro pound on a relative strength basis. So I think those are a couple of interesting trades that may be setting up as the day goes by. But the near term takeaway is big levels broken. With possible continuation here in the euro dollar to the downside, more weakness in the euro yen now that 99 has been given, and slowdown of selling in Aussie dollar and relative strength in the pound dollar. That's kind of how the day is shaping up as we start out for 423. Please take a look at the disclaimer, read it very carefully. As always, trading foreign exchange on margin carries a high risk and not be suitable for all investors. This is Boris Schlossberg, over and out.